Command & Conquer Remastered has not been out for more than a day now, and some problems have started to pop up. I've experienced quite a lot of frame lag myself, but I'm very interested to see what other people are still saying. So Festive Jelly says that the remaster is basically all nostalgia, and he lists out a lot of the things he thinks are really good about the game, which is nostalgia, the art style, and the music. Of course, Siberian Suns backing it at it again, doing very good for themselves. And the things that he disliked are some of the AI, some of the improvements such as rally points, attack, move, patrol, and multiplayer is essentially half broken right now. And I want to address mostly about the things that we dislike, because we can all agree about the things we like, but this is supposed to be responding to criticism. So let's look at the things he dislikes. The AI feels janky. I do not think they actually improved the pathfinding or the AI. So what a lot of other remasters would do is they will improve like the polygons. Well, actually no, that would be sort of a remake. So if you are expecting something going from Final Fantasy wise, where they have completely remade the game, remade the engine, well, tough luck. This isn't one of those remakes. This is a remaster. We are still building off of the old engine, and you can see that you can switch between both of the perspectives. So they have done something like this in not Command & Conquer, sorry, Halo Combat Evolved, where they can switch between both the old graphics and the updated graphics in real time. And this is really interesting because it means that there are no engine improvements. It is literally just a facelift. And that means the polygons usually stay the same, meaning your units are going to get stuck on the same paths they would have in the other old version, like the CD version of Command & Conquer or Red Alert. AI seemingly ignore orders. This is obviously something that the old C&C had as a problem as well. I do wish that they could have addressed some of these issues, such as rally points. I would have really liked rally points, because I believe OpenRA does have a better system for the classic Command & Conquer. They have a very updated and modern HUD with a wealth of graphical upgrades to the originals, but most importantly, it is so that they upgraded the gameplay. So they introduced stuff from Red Alert 2, such as the defense tab versus the building tab, and you can build defenses and buildings simultaneously. They also have things such as rally points and unit queuing. So obviously unit queuing are back in this game, so you don't have to click units and use your micro on that, but attack move is technically in the game. So if you didn't know, you can press Alt and Control at the same time on the keyboard in order to left click into attack move. It is very janky. It is not a attack move in the traditional sense. In Company Heroes 2, when you attack move something, you basically have a unit that will stop at max range and engage anything that comes into range. But in Command & Conquer, your units will, it essentially allows them to fire on the move or acquire target on the move, because most units do not acquire units on the move. When they're moving, they are not shooting. This means that when you have this attack move, the difference is sometimes it will stop on the way, and they will fire at whatever that gets in their way. Enemy units, enemy defenses are all targeted. There is also a guard feature available for units. All you have to do is press G on your keyboard, and your units will go into guard mode, which essentially allows them a little bit of freedom in engaging units that come into range, and they will try to chase whatever that's coming in. And I think a lot of these criticisms, not just the ones by Festive Jelly, but on the right here, you can see that the AI and pathfinding is janky, and that key features from the original. So I don't think rally points and attack move were from the original. Was there rally points in the original? So it doesn't seem like the rally points were a part of the original C&C. That stuff came from Tiberium Sun and also Riddler 2. And you can see that more people are being frustrated by the AI and how the pathfinding works, because OpenRA has already been doing far more with modern quality of life improvements. So now that we have the graphical updates, we could probably bring out the quality of life things through workshops, through mods and stuff like that. So here we have another review by a guy named Fox3. He has 9.6 hours on record, which is quite impressive since there was it's only been out for a day. So pros, he's talking about graphics, he's talking about the FMVs, which is the movies that we get in between missions. Audio is great, UI is great. This is a remaster, but what he talks about here is very important. There is no ultra wide support. The pathfinding is still not great. We've addressed the pathfinding, but the ultra wide support is actually quite important, I think, for a lot of people. They want to be able to play on their ultra wide screen, and the fact there is this is a remaster and they are not upgrading it to the highest possible like fidelity. It is 4K, but it should have ultra wide support on launch, in my opinion, because you are bringing this into the modern generation, and people, a sizable amount of the PC population has ultra wide monitors. Let's take a look here. Wall placements are still 1 by 1. That is a problem. I mean, this is a remaster, not a remake. We talked about that already, but I do think wall placement is still an annoying as hell experience. I really like the Riddler 2 way of doing it, where you can just place, 2 walls and you can build like 6 at a time, whatever. So they are connectable, but wall placement 1 by 1 is annoying as fuck. And that makes walls pretty unviable unless you have a ton of micro you can spare. Attack move and rally points are not present. We've already talked about it, and it is also Alt plus Control is a janky attack move. That the janky attack move also existed in Riddler 2, so it's kind of a workaround, although not really. It is kind of a game mechanic, and it's part of the game. Just like your bullets or your grenades, or not your bullets. Bullets cannot miss, but grenades and tank shots and everything else can pretty much miss. Zoom level, I honestly think the zoom level is okay for this game. It's not too far back. If there's any more far back, you probably will see the entire map, and this isn't Supreme Commander, so you don't really have or like need to see the entire map. It's actually quite cheating if you can see the entire map, which is actually something that old Command & Conquerors have a problem with, because the scalability of the camera is not there. So if you have an ultra wide monitor, or you have like a 1920, actually, why would I say that? I mean 1080p monitor. If you have that, it means that it's all the way scaled out, so you can see the entire map. I've done this in Mental Omega quite a lot, where I could just see the entire map if I unshroud it, because I have a big monitor, while other people with like 1366 graphical settings, or 720p graphical settings, their map is very restricted, but they can see the radar map on the right. So it's kind of a trade-off. I'm actually really glad that this is restricting the level of zoom, because Command & Conquer games are meant to be played on a very small zoom. They should not be played on a very large zoom, because you know, the old ones don't really have that big of maps. So that's just my opinion on it. Here we go. Multiplayer games are fine right now. I think I haven't played too much multiplayer. I played like a couple skirmishes because I'm not really comfortable trying to auto match right now. I'm just gonna get fucking destroyed. There is a jukebox. You can't just, yeah, that's pretty bothersome. It's like a quality of life thing. Air units cannot hover in place. Yes, this is being compared. So this is another thing OpenRA fixed, and this is the remaster is being compared to OpenRA quite a lot actually, and I think that's very fair. I think that it is very, very fair that the remastered by the official company, by EA, is scrutinized to a degree, was a free, absolutely free product that fans put out. And we have to have this level of scrutinizing or else they will never improve, right? And this is actually like a very detailed, like the things I've looked at are very detailed reviews that you know, try to go into the core of the problem, and they try to look past that nostalgic lens that a lot of people have right now. And I think that's very important because it looks great. Some of the core features are lacking, and that's okay, you know. We can get there. With a couple of patches, couple of community mods, we can get those quality of life changes there. The core is there. A little bit are missing, but you know, you can build upon that. And I think if you just bought the $20 edition, I did not. I bought the $150 collector edition because I really wanted those the metal cast mammoth. That shit looks cool, and I can't wait to get it in the mail. So let's take let's move on a little bit. So a little bit more time. Earthworm Ben says a little bit more time. The oven online is pretty bad. The connection, bad lobby system. Yeah, that's that's pretty bad. I don't think Chicken Rolls understand what a remaster means. So I think this is like the difference between a remake and a remaster, and the expectations people have when things are remastered, right? When things are remastered, they update the visuals. So, like for example, a remastered game that I can think of without that much graphical fidelity increase would be something like oh, what was that one? Shit, give me a sec. Okay, all right, I'm back. So I've looked up quite a lot of list of remastered games, and you know, the thing I wanted to probably address the most is something like Last of Us Remastered, where it's not really a huge remaster, it is just a slight graphical haul for the newer generation of consoles, right? So that's also remastered. But if you take a look at it, Halo CE Remastered and Halo 2 Remastered, that's also a remaster, but it's on a bigger scale, right? So there's like a difference between the remaster categories, but there's also a remake category, right? The remake category is something like, well, I don't know, Final Fantasy that just came out. Jesus Christ, they've remade the whole system. It's nothing like the original. They've rebuilt the engine, they've changed the story. It is a remake in its total package. And you know, I don't think it's fair to compare a remaster, C&C Remastered, to something like that. This is pretty much just a official release to get the fans back on board. And I think EA is probably testing the waters with this. And that's why I think it's really important for us to scrutinize them, but also support this at the same time, because I really fucking want a Reveler 2 remastered. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this. I don't think I've ever mentioned this in any of my videos. I want that Red Alert 2 remastered, man. I really want to see Red Alert 2 remastered because it's just so fucking cool. It is what I grew up on. And I'll be telling the story of how I got into Command & Conquer in the first place in a much later date. But right now, I just want to say it. Chicken rules, man. It's not a total remake. It is just a remaster. If you think the 4K graphics are meh, then that's up to you. But compared to the graphics of before, with literal pixels, I think they look fucking fantastic, in my opinion. But of course, this is all subjective, you know. So, Crusader bought this game thinking there's an entire Command & Conquer collection. No, what you are looking for is what you are looking for is the Ultimate Collection, which is available. I think they're selling it for 30 now. It used to be 60 of all of the Command & Conquer series, including, Command & Conquer 3, Tiberium Sun, Tiberium Twilight, although people don't like to talk about it, it's still, in the series, generals and all that stuff. So this is a gap of expectations, and he is requesting a refund, but he didn't understand the point of this remaster. He hasn't been following at all, and it just, it just really sucks that he didn't get what he wanted. But of course, this isn't the product that he wanted. This is a remastered version. And honestly, he says like the 20 pounds is too much. While that's like a gap of expectations for him, I also do think like $20 right now is for remastered. That also includes all of like the ant missions, the map editor, multiplayer servers, and also what is it called? Oh, and all the goodies, such as the soundtrack and the backstage stuff. There's a lot of backstage stuff if you just play through the missions. So I think that's worth $20. Or it says 20 pounds. I don't think it's 20 pounds. I think it's like 17 pounds or something like that. It's $20 for, Americans. So I don't think it's 20 pounds. That would be a lot, actually. Or 20 euros. Sorry if I got that wrong. This game is broken. Yes, we've talked about the multiplayer. Kind of sucks. The stuttering is also kind of sucks. This game is actually kind of huge. The unpacking was really took really long. This game was actually really big because of the 4K textures. And this the coding for like unpacking the textures needs a little bit of work, I think, because in the earlier missions and also in the multiplayer, it lags quite a lot, and that is not good. I'm constantly getting stutters, and it's probably something they'll fix in the near future, but we'll just keep an eye out on that. So now remember why I despise Tiberium Dawn. The AI cheats, free units and structures, unlimited money stores, instant build, no fog of war, use an 99 editor to take it away or give them to the player, and AI quits. It just sits there, the new mods don't seem to work, they don't actually help the players in any way. So yeah, I don't actually think any other AI like has those restrictions in C&C. Like, I know in Red Alert 2, no AI has fog of war. They all have unlimited money or whatever. The difficulty setting is basically, oh fuck, oh scheiße. Okay, so the difficulty setting is basically saying how restricted the AI is in access to its unlimited resources, right? So I don't think this is a valid criticism, because all C&C does this. They all have like a lot of free units, unlimited money, all this shit, because they're AI. They're programmed to, you know, have a little bit of challenge to them sometimes if you're playing on like hard or whatever. Medium AI is kind of a pushover if you just rush the gen field, because, you know, medium AI doesn't actually try to rush you with anything and only will attack you if you attack one of its miners. So you can pretty much just build whatever on the map until they decide to actually try to attack you. So the best way to win a 1v1 with an AI is just not to fucking attack it, build a couple of defenses, and crawl to the gen field. Right, that's like the easiest thing. So this is like a learn to play kind of review, and he's just taking out his frustrations on the game like this. Oh, but this guy, okay, Toka, if that is how you pronounce it, I don't think that's how I pronounced it. I didn't think I pronounced it right, but this is actually very important. I cannot disable VSync, and the windowed and full screen and windowed does not work. And that kind of sucks, because maybe that's actually why some of the things are happening. Maybe full screen is doing something. Maybe if we switch to Windows, it'll be a little better. I don't understand why a menu option like that is completely broken and you cannot change it at the moment. So we'll have to see what they do. But that's, I think, pretty much it for responding to criticisms. I'm gonna go over to the forums to see if they have any of the answers we're looking for. Oh, pin post. Read this post if you don't know what remastered means. That's actually kind of hilarious. So there is a remaster update, online stability post. It is troublesome during the launch. Maybe we crashed the servers. The online servers are down completely. This is not the experience, but it is what it is. So we do have to kind of think about that game stuttering. The stuttering happens during the first playthrough earlier missions. The stuttering it seems the worst after restarting your computer. Stuttering doesn't happen at all or much if you're in Legacy, and if you have an HTD, you get more stutters. So they're working on it. The online is broken. They understand that what is going on, and people are very, very mad that this game is 20. It's $20, guys. You play 60 for some, I don't know. I don't even know what to say to people. Like, why are you buying a product if you don't understand what it is? Right? Because I'm pretty sure they released like StarCraft Remastered at around the same price. So StarCraft Remastered is actually $15. So $5 cheaper than Command & Conquer Remastered. Which is kind of interesting, considering Command & Conquer Remastered does technically come with a little bit more stuff because of the jukebox and the extra content and stuff. StarCraft has technically less content than this, technically, because of the mission, just like the sheer amount of missions from the expansion packs and the ant missions and the other dino missions and stuff like that. From the sheer amount of mission, I do think it is worth $20 plus workshop support that Blizzard doesn't have, which is really, really nice. And I think because of the sheer amount of content, the extra content from the jukebox and the, you know, the green screen stuff, plus the workshop support in the future, that is, in my opinion, worth $20. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. I hope you had a wonderful time watching and hearing me rant. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see more of this. There's more coming soon about Command & Conquer Remastered. I'm probably gonna start like actually making multiplayer videos for it. I'm not entirely sure, but we'll see. Anyways, thank you all for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you on the next one. Ciao!